Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We would like to presenting about Islamic literature. I'm Muhammad Faiz bin Sazali.
I'm Muhammad Syamil Azad bin Muhammad Zainal.
Hi, I'm Muhammad Amir bin Ramdan.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
Hi, I'm Nur Ahmadiyah binti Alias.
Let's start our presentation. Introduction. Abdul Ghani Ismail pointed out the roots of Islamic literature in Malaysian literature flourished from the traditional literature which comprised the strong Islamic spirit. Hazami Johari insisted this led to the emergence of many writers and scholars who are aware of their responsibility towards the community. They are also using literature as a tool to spread the Islamic message. According to Yusuf Zaki Yaakob, in the modern era, the Islamic trend spread gradually because of the generation of writers who did not have any Islamic background and they were influenced by trends of the Western colonialists. In the 50s of the 20th century, the truth of Islamic literature arose in modern Malaysian literature. The aim of this research is to explore the Islamic trend in a modern Malaysian literature in terms of its origins, development, and scholars, and the debates between supporters and opponents, and then to review the literary arts that represent this trend.
The idea of Islamic literature in modern Malaysian literature. According to Rosni Sama, at the beginning of the modern era, the thinking of Islamic literature did not get the interest of writers and researchers, especially after the Second World War. It is because of the complexity of the literature as a result of various trends and the many writers who did not understand the Islamic culture involved in the left direction. In this situation, some writers and researchers who have Islamic orientation need to clarify the meaning of Islamic literature and to raise community awareness and behavior. Behind this situation, the echoes of Islamic literature aroused the attention of writers and researchers. The foundation for the beginning of interest in Islamic literature in Malaysia was due to an article published by Ramsa Asmara on the thought of Islamic literary entitled Literature and Religion in the Journal Guru. He is a pioneer in this area and tried to explain the theory and the details of the Islamic concept and its dimensions. He insists that the literary expression must be issued according to Islamic concepts, reflecting the reality of the Muslims, pointing out aspects of language reform in a manner that combines ease and clarity. In this regard, he adopted Amka personality as a model for the world's Muslim who managed to inspire the Islamic spirit in literary creativity. Also, he suggested that Islamic literary works should be voiced only by scholars who have literary taste and who realize the idea of the Islamic sense. The requirements for these scholars are they should have the power of creativity and the ability to imagine the Islamic literary concept. When and how to consider a thinker or scholar to be Islamic literary writers? Ramsa answered this question by saying that the writers must have an Islamic background or awareness of the Islamic teaching. He urged and called on scholars to join the literature field. The main point of his idea is that Islamic literature is an eloquent expression containing the Islamic values, moving to self-awareness and sensitizing the responsibilities assigned to the Islamic values. In other words, Islamic literature is literature aimed at achieving the total surrender to God Almighty.
The concept of Islamic literature. Since the origin indicate 50s and development in the 70s and 80s, obviously since some attempt to establish the Islamic literature theory and concept. Shahlat M. Saman point out that during the 2 decades 70s and 80s of its development, more than 300 articles pertaining to the Islamic literature published by scholars. Some of them tried to establish the concept and theory. Most of them developed the discussion introduced by other scholars. Throughout the development up to the year 2000, we have at least 3 prominent figures tried founding the theory and concept of Islamic literature. First scholar is Shannon Ahmad, the first figure attempting in shaping theory and concept. His views were accepted by other scholars. According to him, the Islamic literature must be based on Islamic teaching. His opinion on Islamic literature is compiled in his book, which is Literature and Islamic Ethics. According to Nurazmi Kuntum, Unku Manuna, and Hari Evelyn, his book considered as a first book completely devoted to the development of a discourse on Malaysia Islamic literature. It is a collection of 7 papers written at various times since 1977 up to 1980. Under the title Islamic Literature, a point of view, it witnessed the clearest statement pointed out by Shannon on Islamic literature in general. This essay developed from a basis of a few theories linking to the key of religion concept. The second scholar is Shafi'i Abu Bakar, who tried to explain his theory on the basis of monotheism. In his view, Islamic literature should be based on monotheism. He introduced Takmilah as a theory in discussion of Islamic literature. He emphasized the point of content and theme. The content should bring out value, positive perspective, and give example to reader. The themes should be the good theme which improve the community life. Among the Islamic value, more important is the theme of diving and prophecy. Third scholar is Muhammad Afandi Hassan, emerged in the early 2000s, introduced the discussion of Islamic literature theory and emphasized that Islamic literature should be based on monotheism. According to him, Islamic literature should consist of 3 elements. They are spiritual, physical, and mental. He stressed that it should deal with 3 natures. They are the nature of man, the nature of knowledge, and the nature of function of literature.
Contribution of government bodies in promotion of Islamic literature. Government bodies play a great role in the development of Islamic literature. Among them, the Islamic Affairs Department in the Prime Minister Office, Terengganu State Government through the Yayasan Islam Terengganu, Sabah State Government through the Department of Chief Ministry and Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka and its branch. Their involvements are most clearly seen through the promotion and sponsorship of prize for literary competition. According to M. Faisal Musa, as a reaction to the rise of Islamic activities of Islamic literature as a phenomenon has been widely held involving government bodies. Rosni Sama noted that the first initiative taken by the Islamic Affairs Department in the Prime Minister Office has organized 7 times a short story writing contest since 1975 since 1975 until 1966 and produced 7 anthologies of prize-winning short stories. Among the anthologies of prize-winning short stories are Tantangan, Tuhan, Bagaimana Akan Ku Carimu, Mati, Runtunan, and Sebuah Lampu Anti. In 1980, in a conjunction with 15th century of Hijrah, a competition for drama writing was organized. Among the literary work resulting from the above competition, an anthology entitled Asar Belum Berakhir was published in 1984. Terengganu State Government through Yayasan Islam Terengganu succeeded in organizing Islamic novel writing competition. One novel resulting from the competition was published entitled Ku Ingin Kasihmu by Siti Hawa M. Hassan. Darul Iman Literary Award was then organized by the Sastera in 1983. Among winning literary works published are Seorang Guru Tua, Arba'in, Fajar di Hujung Malam, and Sekepal Tanah. Beside the state of Terengganu, Sabah state government through the Department of Chief Ministry also participate in organizing writing contests with the conjunction of 15th century of Hijrah. Published work from this competition is Di Sebalik Kubah. Among the government bodies, Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka or DBP is considered most important body that play an effective role in promoting the Islamic literature. It organized the series of writing competition and published the prize-winning works. In organizing the contest, it also collaborates with other organizations. Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka worked together with the Islamic Affairs Department at the Prime Minister's Office to organize writing competition across genre involving portrait, short story, novel, and drama at least 8 times during 1987 to 1968. This success in organizing poem writing competition in 1980. In another contest, the Sabah branch of Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka collaborate with the Sabah Islamic Affairs Department to organize many portrait writing contests and creating the prize entitled Tokoh Sastra Islam since 1964. During 1987 to 2000, they success in publishing 13 Islamic portrait anthologies resulting from the contest. As a result of the above competition, most literary works were published for society.
Conclusion. The thinking of Islamic literature began to emerge in Malaysia since the 50s with relevant articles published in several magazines of opening the discussion. It received warm response among literary scholars. In 70s, the discussion eventually led to raise the polemic between Shano Ahmad and Ahmad Kasim in defending their agreement. As a result of this polemic, emerged scholars who tried to clarify the dimension of Islamic literature as well as writers publishing their literary works. This development of polemic eventually invite certain bodies to take the opportunity to organize competitions for writing Islamic literary works. Among them, Islamic Affairs Department in the Prime Minister's Office, Terengganu State Government through Yayasan Islam Terengganu, Sabah State Government through the Department of Chief Ministry, and Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka and its branch. Finally, Islamic literature works which won the competition were published for society.